Namaskar. Welcome to this episode of Inspire. Today we are going to talk about Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. Yes, the father of the Green Revolution in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls him a Kisan Vaigyanik instead of a Krishi Vaigyanik for the amount of work that he had done for the farmers of India. He had refused a faculty position abroad and settled in India in the early 1950s. Do you think it was easy for him to do that? Not at all. In fact, after he had attained his doctor's degree abroad, he came to India, and at that time agriculture science did not have so much of a scope. So therefore, for almost first 3 months after coming back, he had no job. It was later on that he got a job at the Rice Research Institute in Cuttack, and he started doing work. After coming to India, his meeting with Norman Borlaug and working on the dwarf strains of Mexican wheat brought him the eclogues that he deserved as far as India was concerned. At that time, when he started experimenting with these rice varieties, they were quite successful as far as laboratory experiments were concerned. They could be grown in India, but Indian farmers were not ready to accept it. So therefore, government gave him a 1 hectare plot of land, out of which he made 150 demonstration plots. And once the results that he acquired from these demonstration plots were successful, farmers were ready to accept it, and they wanted to grow it in their land. And therefore, what we attained as far as food security in the area of growing of rice and wheat was tremendous. It was beyond even our thought that India could in fact become a food secure state despite the famine, because the famine is what Dr. M.S. Swaminathan had seen, and it was this concern for the poor and the people of India that had brought him back to his nation to work towards providing this kind of security. Let us go back now to his early life. He lost his father at the age of 11. Like all other families, they wanted him to be either a doctor, because M.S. Swaminathan's father was a general surgeon. They either wanted him to be a doctor or an engineer. After completing his study in zoology, he realized that his interest was in agriculture science. He did his post-graduation in cytogenetics, and after that, he got a scholarship from UNESCO to study plant genetics in Netherlands. Same time, he also became an IPS officer. He had to choose between the two, whether to become an IPS officer or whether to take up genetics and study agriculture further. He chose the latter, and thanks to that India is self-sufficient today. So he was in Netherlands for almost 8 months. At the same time came the Second World War. There was a lot of food scarcity during that time also, and the demand for potato grew. His basic doctoral study was also on potato only. So he went to Germany, and he saw the amount of development that had taken place in that particular country. He was very surprised, and he wanted the same thing to happen in India also. Once he came back to India, during that time itself, at the Max Planck Institute for Plant Breeding Research in war-torn Germany, he had seen how the Germans had transformed Germany. He earned a doctorate of philosophy degree in the year 1952 for his thesis. Then Swaminathan spent almost 15 months in United States. He also got an offer to become a faculty there, but he did not accept it, and he came back. The amount of work that he did in our country was immense, and he was given the World Food Prize in the year 1987. With the food prize money that he got, he opened M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation in Chennai in the year 1988. And this provided a platform for leaders and the farmers to come together and look forward towards development in technical training, low-cost alternatives to growing, and also eco-technology. The term coined by Swaminathan was Evergreen Revolution. He knew that this green revolution would not last long. He wanted sustainability to be an important factor of development. In year 2005, he joined the United Nations Millennium Hunger Project. In 2007 to 13, in India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam made him the member of Rajya Sabha. In 2007, concerned about women's participation in agriculture, because he realized at that time men were moving towards the city for the jobs, and therefore women were left behind in the villages and were taking care of the farming. He passed the Women Farmers Entitlements Bill in 2011. 2013 onwards, He was a part of a number of initiatives not only in India but in agricultural institutes in China, Vietnam, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Iran, and Cambodia. Throughout his life, he received numerous awards and accolades. In India itself, he got the Padma Shri. He had 80 honorary doctorates from different universities and several civilian awards from countries like Philippines, France, Cambodia, China. He was also a fellow of several scientific academies in Russia, Sweden, United States, UK, Italy, China, and Bangladesh. He is indeed an inspiration for many in our nation. Let us live the dream that he lived for India becoming a self-sustained nation as far as food goes. He had predicted two things. He realized that this ability of India to grow could be used for political motives, and that is what we have seen in Punjab offering freebies to farmers. The other thing that he had seen was the dependence on wheat and rice. At that time itself, he had said that we need to shift to millets. Let us live his dream and let us shift and work as he had desired for the welfare of this nation. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Inspire. Do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.